lingering about at least, this would be sort of a fairly smart attack for Moon to take at this point. It's 37 food versus 40. He is obviously well down in food, but obviously so far up in tech that it really would make Moon definitely would win this fight. And meanwhile, the Blade Master is just salving up and actually scouting this wisp. I'm not sure what that wisp was actually going to do, but whatever it did, whatever it was going to do, it's clearly not going to do now. And Moon might end up having to send another one. He has a wisp here. He could send up an expansion because Moon does definitely have the advantage at this point, and he just wants to try and force a fight or increase his lead. And that's really the two things that expansion can do. Is Cloak of Shadows now dropping for Moon. Not a brilliant item at this stage of the game, but certainly worth picking up just to sell if nothing else. And who actually now killing that wisp that was there earlier. So really just going about the base, going about the map, just killing sort of occasional wisp, because that's really all Who can do. He can't engage at all at this point. And meanwhile, Moon now building his first fairy dragon, and this is gonna be very important because obviously Who does have a couple of spirit walkers out now, and they're just so the fairy dragons are just so imba against sort of all casters. Really, it's really worthwhile getting a couple of them. And then Moon actually almost getting a surround there on the Torrent Chieftain, a really bad shockwave there from the Torrent Chieftain as well. I think he's in a bit of a rush to get out, and actually has a boots of loss. That'd be very nice for the Blade Master if he can give it to it, but the Blade Master is only coming out now. It looks like the Torrent Chieftain will now go down 5 hit points, pop, and a nice invuln pot pass from the Blade Master, and salving up at the same time. He will actually manage to get away with up to sort of 100 hit points now, obviously with his salve. That's a very nice move there by Who, but the salve will now get cancelled. I think Who could be in a bit of trouble with his. He needs to keep his Torrent Chieftain near the front of the army and keep on ensnaring with his raiders. And it looks like Moon caught a bit out of position here. He is just going for the burrows, but he doesn't actually manage to kill any of them. And meanwhile, it looks like Moon's just going completely on the offensive at this point. He doesn't really care about position. He knows he has the army advantage, and so he just needs to keep on chasing down and not really care that his dots might get a bit out of position. And Blade Master actually not getting surrounded there, a bit careless by Moon, but he does get another Cyclone. It looks like this might actually get the surround here. And meanwhile, Moon setting up an expansion now as well, so this is going very well for Moon. And Moon now did have the surround on the Blade Master, but obviously since Who moved the rest of his army in, he just decided to Cyclone the Blade Master, leave it for another day. And level 3 now on the Torrent Chieftain, but no mana, or actually he's pretty close. He could just go out and buy a Clarity Potion and try and get away with it, but it looks like a mana burn being popped a bit too early. And 21 hit points for the Torrent Chieftain. Does pop a speed scroll and Clarity, but Moon gets a mana burn to cancel the salve, not the Clarity. And it looks like Who will manage to get away with a couple units, but really nothing to write home about. And Moon now just killing the Voodoo Lounge, and then I imagine he's going to go for some of these burrows. And Moon just around the base, I think, had a wisp around the tavern, and that was just killed by Who. And Who might now scout the expansion, or he might just try and get a bit of base raiding, but certainly he has no way of competing with this army here, and I think he knows it, and I think he's going to have to come back in just to try and stop this horrible base raiding. Obviously, I'm taking a burst. It doesn't actually do important for Who, because he doesn't really have any units at this point, but he has managed just to produce a couple more units before he's completely sort of out of food. And Moon now, his base is in a bit of trouble, and he could afford really just to TP and just try and take care of the threat, because he doesn't want this Tree of Life to be scouted. That's sort of a big thing there. And Ancient of Wonders going down, and Moon now being very careful with his dots. Obviously, if you keep him behind the Tree of Eternity and the Winds, it's really hard to run, especially Raiders actually, but any unit really in there, because they just take so much damage. And meanwhile, Moon's just going for the main at this point, and Who must really realise that he has to get in there. And actually Moon decided to TP in, and Moon does have a sentry ward here, or no, sorry, that's Who's sentry ward, so he can't scout the Blade Master. That's a bit of a shame, but Blade Master will just go shopping here. I guess he wants to deny the items from Moon, as well as just getting a lesser invuln pot, and obviously no heal scroll, because it doesn't really have enough enough of an army to justify it. And Moon, if he brought out a Hawk now, would actually scout this Blade Master, but it looks like he hasn't. And Moon actually getting his Demon Hunter a bit surrounded. He does have an invuln pot, so he will be okay, I think, because the rest of the army is moving in now, and Moon just needs to get a couple Cyclones off here and really keep a couple of the units nearby, just so they can kill them quickly. And the Blade Master, not enough mana to run away, does have to windwalk away, does have an invuln pot, and Who bringing in the rest of his army now, and I imagine he's going to pop his invuln pot at low health, and not actually, Moon actually getting the Torrent Chieftain kill, and Who GGing out. So I'll see you for game 2, folks.